We're learning Lekutei Etzot by Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, section 41. Even the most simple people, and even the evil ones, people that does not have to be from the nation of Israel, just all human beings, everyone but everyone, they're all receiving their life from the Torah. Their chiyut, their source of life, is coming from the Torah. And therefore, even a person that is totally simple, like a person who cannot learn, or a person that is in a place that he is not able to learn, even then he's receiving the life. His life is coming from the Torah itself. And therefore, a person must hold himself in yirat shamayim as much as he can, needs to hold himself with fear from heaven, needs to hold himself with faith in God as much as he can, even in time that he is separated, God forbid, from the Torah. And even if a person cannot learn, because everyone are receiving their life from the Torah that is hidden, because the Torah was compared to water in many aspects, and water, they're going and feeding and watering the world, not only in the revealed way when it's rainy or when there is snow or through the rivers or the springs. Also, the depths of the sea, the depths of the water that are underground, they're also feeding and watering the world. There are underground rivers, tunnels that are sending water in hidden ways. So we believe and we understand that the Torah will shine and will give life to people that are observant, that are learning Torah, that are following the rules of the Torah. But the Torah has that mysterious hidden aspect of it that gives life in a hidden way also to those ones that are far from it and totally separated in their mind from the Torah. And even a person who, God forbid, fell very, very much and is down in very low place, in the lowest place in hell, God forbid, even though he has a great correction by real great righteous people, because by real great righteous people everyone can receive their life from the holiness no matter where they are. So a righteous person, a real true righteous person, a real kind and nice and generous righteous person is like a lighthouse that goes and spread light to the world. And when he's reaching places that darkness controls them, that there is no light there, he's still able to deliver light even to the lowest places of them all, even through cracks and very, very narrow cracks, windows. And therefore, there is no despair in the world at all. Why? Because even if you are the way that you are, and you fell to the place that you fell, God will save us in the future from that. Even though that you're there, because of that fact, that you're strengthening yourself, that in any case you still have hope to come back to Him, to Hashem, that He is the source of blessing. By that you are connecting yourself to Him. And especially like we learned just now, that when the person is attaching himself to real, true, righteous people, and the connection can be very spiritual, just based on faith, based on deep understanding that they are righteous, and we have certain faith in them, and we understand that they are truly loyal and important in the eyes of God. So even by that simple understanding of their greatness, by that we are attaching ourselves to them. And the main way is to scream to Hashem, to scream to the Creator. Like the verse is saying, Mi beten sheol shivati, I was calling you from the stomach of hell, from the lowest places of hell. Because the screaming, even from the lowest place of hell, is never lost. and the person should scream and should never give up on that screaming ever, because the mercy of Hashem, of the Creator, are endless and they never done. Just the person should scream and beg in front of Hashem Yitbarach always, no matter what he is going through, until Hashem will look and see him from the sky. Even in hell, in the lowest place of them all, a person can be close to him, to Hashem Yitbarach. Why? Because there is no place that is empty from Hashem. And even the most darkest places of them all, places that we cannot understand the connection between their darkness to the illumination and holiness and purity of Hashem, they are not empty from His blessing, just that in those places it's harder to recognize His godliness that is reviving all. If you believe that we can spoil, you should believe that we can correct. This is a very known and famous saying of Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, said again, if you believe that you can ruin, that you can spoil, you should believe that you can fix, that you can correct. Now, why is he using that kind of phrase? Why is he saying, if you believe that you can ruin? Because Rabbi Nachman of Breslev believes and is teaching us that really there is such a great supervision of the Creator on His children that makes sure to lead them in the path of truth, even when they cannot see that He is guiding them. Even when they are blind to see and to recognize the individual and personal supervision of the Almighty, still Hashem is walking with us, even in the valley of the shadows of death. Now we are jumping to the next section. We until now learned from this book of advice of Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, from the chapter that is talking about strengthening ourselves. Now we're jumping to the next chapter that is talking about godly achievements and godly light that shines on the person. So we're going to start. The fact that we can see that sometimes the person is become very connected while he's praying to Hashem. While he's praying, suddenly he finds an inner connection to Hashem. By that the person aiming his words of prayer to Hashem with the right intention and saying few words with great enthusiasm, that is with the compassion of Hashem on him, that a great light is shining to him, and the light of infinity illuminates to him. And when the person is seeing those sparks, even though that he himself cannot see that light, he just feels the connection. He feels himself closer to Hashem, and he wants to feel like even closer and closer. Even if he cannot see that light, where is it coming from and what it means, but his soul can see that. And therefore his soul is being very excited to that great attachment, to attach himself to the light of infinity. And as the amount of the light of infinity that was revealed to him, according to the number of words that was opened for him while he was talking, all those words he will say in great attachment to Hashem and nullifying all his powers to Hashem. And in the time that he nullifies himself to infinity, then he is in that aspect, like that it's written about Moshe, Velo yada ish, that no person knew. On Moshe it's written where he was buried. But here we're talking on the person that is finding himself attached to Hashem, that even he himself does not know the source of attachment. That even he himself does not know about himself what he is going through. But that aspect must be in that aspect of coming and going. Means that when you're enjoying that light, of that illumination, that connection to Hashem, you don't need to be upset if you lose that attachment after a while. You just need to remind yourself that when you lose it, you need to remind yourself that it came from above because of a certain illumination that started from above, from the light of infinity, and then you should hope for that thing to come again. So if you had an amazing, awesome prayer with great intention, and then you're afraid to lose it, don't worry, because the only way to gain it is by achieving it and then losing it, and then achieving it again and then losing it again. This is the only way for the person to maintain that light. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Creator, He wants our work, and for that a person cannot stay in one level all the time, and he must go up and down until the time that the redemption will take place, and then the Shekhinah will shine in full power, and the person will be totally nullified to Hashem in the light of infinity, and then it will be only an aspect of rising without going down ever again. So we can see here that a person should strengthen himself in that deep understanding that even though that he's experiencing some downs after enjoying great achievements, spiritual achievements, and great connection with Hashem, he should remind himself of that fact that Hashem Yitbarach Himself is setting the path in that way to be full of up and downs, because by building your vessels in that way, that one day you're up and one day you're down, and one day you're up and one day you're down, or that part of the prayer you're praying with great intention and part of the prayer you're praying with awful intention and with horrible mistakes. The fact that you are praying in that way is building stable vessels for you and giving you more strength and allowing you to maintain and contain the light of your soul, the light of Hashem, in a more solid and stable way for you in the future to be able to enjoy more light, more holiness, and more purity. And in the future to come, when there not going to be no reason for a person to go down in any way, in any aspect, then the attachment to Hashem will be in complete nullification towards Him, and it's going to be a consistent rising with no downs ever again. May it happen in our days. Amen. My name is RDMC with the Muna Project, all the nations with me. Close your eyes, just breathe, see the truth. Don't chase the fake world, don't buy the fake news. Be yourself, your own true self. Don't let no one take our natural wealth. See the good, no fear, no despair. Cherish who that you are and share. Source of power from an endless spring. Light of courage in yourself, they can kick you down to the ground. Hold yourself up till you are, put up your crown. King of the Creator, holy soul inside. Focus on the spiritual.